talk. I wanted to see your answers. Excellent. No fear, sir. Very nice. Jaritas. Great. We want full knowledge. Excellent. This is anyway we are going to discuss. This is basically a major concerns which I come across with various schools also. See, whenever we are introducing any technology in any school, so the major concern, so this is that I mean transferring the proper knowledge to the teachers, proper knowledge to the every users. So this point came from Monica Monga. So excellent point, Monica ma'am. Actually, Rupali Jaiswal, actually we are using it fearlessly. Excellent. Excellent. Network problem. Okay, this could be also reason. That could be also reason. We want to be equipped more. Excellent. Rupali again, Rupali. No fear, but sometimes fear of new learning. Correct. This is a basic thing, I would say basic concern against learning any new things. So it is from Hitesh. No fear, but sometime fear of new learning. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much for your responses. And I want this kind of engagement from all of you. And I feel motivated and I feel energized. And we'll have more content into it. Let's move ahead. So this you can relate here. It's okay to feel this way. It's okay to feel no problem. Fear is normal. If any fear is there, if it is coming to me, it's okay to feel that. Many teachers feels they are late or behind when it comes to technology, but that's not true. You may agree on this statement. You are not behind, you are just navigating changes while managing many other responsibility at the same time. If I'll say as a teacher, you are taking care so many responsibilities. The technology introduction is a small part, I would say. In the entirety, in a day, what you are delivering there in the school related to teaching, that is much more important for the student as well as for the parents. But the fear comes inside, hesitation comes inside. That I would treat at it as an stage. And you are definitely not alone. Don't feel that you are alone. Whoever is adopting new technology, they always feels, yeah, it is a time taking activity, and almost every educator goes through this phase. Some speak about it, some don't. That is way of expressing themselves. The problem starts when we treat hesitations as a resistance. Technology is only coming to solve some of your problems, right? Not fully, not 100%. They will be there to support you. So better to understand that hesitation, why that hesitation is coming. Is it because of any fear? It is because of fear of acceptance. Then instead of resisting, because technology makes school much better than it was traditionally, and it enhances the reach of the schools. So that's more and more important. And with that, everyone will find the peace in terms of work, in terms of progress, in terms of tracking of their own work, their own efforts. So that will be very, very helpful. With that, let's look something very practical. Typical teaching day without a technology, and after that, typical teaching day with a right technology. So sometime you may be able to relate with the picture which is given on the screen. Of course, absolutely not similar, but somehow you are also carrying uh, the workload in the same way. As you can see on the screen, manual attendance, manual records, homework tracking, report card preparation, corrections, lot of things are still done manually without the technology. If technology is not there in your school, or you have not adopted it, even after school day ends, parents expect to connect, and teachers of course have to carry some of their work to home also, like checking the notebook, planning the lessons, or preparing any other records for the next day. Many times the same concept needs to be explained again and again, because there is no easy way to track who has understood what. If I'm talking about the LMS technology, so LMS platform can help you to monitor the progress, monitor the understanding of the child on the various mechanism, or I would say the algorithms are there, where the student's response can be recorded, and you will be getting the better insights of the performance of the student. None of this is wrong. You must agree on this also. This is how teaching has worked for years, but over time it adds mental load and exhaustion, leaving teacher with very little personal time. Okay, just think for a moment, how often does your teaching work extend beyond school hours? I hope I would get more responses from teachers here. How many times? Teaching continues even after the school bell rings. Okay, you mean to say tuitions or regular schools? It is Jaritas again. I want more responses here. Many a time, Namarta Kini. Excellent. Thank you so much. Susmita Mitra, very often. Regular school. I can see so many responses here. Thank you so much for your responses. Riza Govindan, almost all time as we prepare and give assessments. I do agree. I do agree, because assessment activity is more critical, where we evaluate the teachers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's move ahead, teachers. Same teaching day can feel with the right kind of technology support. If there is a right kind of technology support, what it feels and how it looks. When attendance records or basic tracking are supported by a system, teachers spend less time on admin work. Of course, it will automatically reduced. It won't be reduced drastically, but it will be automatically reduced, and more time for actual teaching. This is what we are looking. This is what the government of India is looking. Education ministry is looking that with the technology in the place, teacher will be able to focus more on the teaching. Records can be maintained properly and updated on time. Yeah, another benefit of this, up to date records, I would say. Feedback to students also become more timely and specific. Okay, here I wanted to add another important aspects. If the feedbacks have been recorded for student on time, so most of the time parents queries comes in the PTM that what went wrong with my kid, if something is not improving, and what are the action step you have taken. Okay, if you have used some of the technology, let's say LMS or some kind of feedback mechanism you have recorded on the system, you will just search the name of the student. You will show that these are the concerns areas of your ward, and that was earlier shared with you. And I hope you must have seen it. That is another thing. Apart from that, parent communications will become more stronger because software is going to ensure that the small communication which should go to the parents. I'll just give you an example, a very simple example. Let's say you give say homework to the teachers. That is your classroom duty or daily duty. Now the you have to spare some time to communicate that homework over the WhatsApp groups or some other communication mode. Whereas if the same system is in place and the students are and the records are maintained properly on the system, what happens that you just need to record the homework on the system. The communication will automatically ensured by the system. And it's not only that communication will be ensured, the system has the capabilities that it will also shows you that who has read that communication, whether it is an email communication or it is a notification. So that data you will also get. And along with that, whatever the attachment, let's say whatever the work you have did in the classroom, that will also go in that communication. So somehow the technology is supporting in, I mean, different way, and the smaller areas, if you'll see, you will feel comfortable that your load is automatically is getting reduced, and you can either focus on the teaching if you are in the school, and after going to home, you can focus on your personal life. So that is what the technology can do in everyone's life. Just imagine for a moment which are the day-to-day tasks which should be automated, where it can be more benefited for you. As an edtech expert, I would also understand that how you are feeling. You can respond your reply in the chat box. Attendance, homework, projects. Neha Nerukar ma'am, thank you so much. So projects, okay. Can you elaborate that? What do you mean by projects? If you can type in the chat, you're talking about the assignment or something else. Notes and assessment. Yes, Bhati. Notes, you mean to say that whatever the things you are writing on the board, yeah, that is possible. With the help of smartboard, easily you can save your work, so that either you can use that work to teach in any other classes. Okay, nice. You can use that same work. Let's say you written some work on the board, and that you can save using the smartboard, and the same you can open in the another class with the help of network. So that is possible with the technology. Some activities assignment that are to be done. Excellent. This is a valid point here. Again, okay, projects, you Neha have replied. It's something activities and all. Thank you so much, Neha ma'am. Same lecture record and use in another class. Okay, excellent. Understood. Okay, so these are smaller things. See, if I'll say that if you're using the right technology, first of all, I'm not uh, it's not wrong to say here that which kind of product or which kind of technology you are using, whether your product or your technology in your school is supporting that function or not, that is more important. But in the market there are many products which helps you. Let's say, as one example I had given you, that one classroom you have written something and another classroom you use the same material, so that you have saved your writing time. Then another case can be like lecture you have delivered in the classroom, one section you have delivered, and you wanted that the same lecture again I'm going to give it to the other sections for the same subject. So the same lecture can be played there, and with that you can save your energy one, and you also can save another thing which is going to be very important, that you can spend more time on the explanation, right? So all these things, of course, it is a common example which are there always. That's the reason the technology is becoming essential. And here you can see a big picture. I hope everyone must be able to relate on from that picture. If you are a teacher, if you are a principal, if you are any education enthusiast, you must be able to relate with this picture with multiple hands to the teacher, that a teacher is managing so many things in the school to drive the education properly, to deliver the syllabus completely. All these things teachers are doing. So if I say um, class sizes are larger and equally workload has increased, why the technology is becoming essential? That's the major reason. Class number of students are increasing in the school. Workload parallelly, or I would say the equally workload gets increased. As we mentioned earlier, teachers are expected to teach, assess, track, communicate with parents, maintain records, and many other things, and at the same time. So that's the reason the technology should be there in the place. Parents also expect timely updates and clarity always. That is required. Manual methods, if I say manual methods were working earlier, currently also it's working, but if with the time they are not scalable, which a technology can do for the school, the manual method sometime can do, but it will enhance or increase the workload of the teacher, workload of the every uh, user in the school in the manner way, and it will be duplicated also. The same work multiple teachers are doing same time, so the time consumption will be unnecessary. So all these things where the technology is becoming essential on day-to-day basis. And apart from that, technology steps in here not to replace teachers, but to bring consistency, continuity, and support. So you can feel calm when we say the technology. So this shift is not about trends or pressure. This is the reality of the classrooms. Next, we can discuss about the technology's reliabilities, because this common concern comes across from many of the educators or many of the school owners, that if I'll be using this kind of technology, will that be very helpful? Will that be trustable or not? All these things will be coming in mind. And with that, I would say that technology is always reliable. Why? Because technology never forgets, technology never misplaces the records, technology never get tired. Teachers, on the other hand, manages many things at once: teaching, corrections, communication, documents. When I would say the workload increases, even the most careful teacher can miss something. not because of lack of efforts, but because of the human limitations. So that's where I can say that technology is becoming more reliable in the day-to-day work, and it helps to bring you consistency, and it equally reduce your workload, or it gives you the mental peace. It can be trusted easily, it can be sometimes trusted blindly. I mean, it is right to say this point also, right? Thank you so much for your responses. Once you build the trust, something interesting happens. Teachers slowly move from hesitation to curiosity, then to trying things out. And the next slide, you are going to understand. And if you feels yourself on some of the stage, it is okay to have. This is not a model here created. This is something that most teachers naturally experience. It starts from hesitations, which means I'm not sure I really need this at this time. Sometimes they get frustrated. That is the second stage. If I'll move from hesitation, let's say I have started adopting it. I thought that there is no other choice to me, that I have to move to the next stage. The next stage is becoming like many things are coming at a time, and I may get frustrated. Any user may get frustrated. That is also okay to have. That is a common phenomena of any human. Then the next stage comes where curiosity comes in mind, that if I will use any of these technology, if that technology is helping me in xyz work and it will solve my problem, for sure I will move to the next stage. That will be your experimentation stage, where you will just practically doing certain things along with someone's help. It could be the your colleague's help, or it could be your own help, or it could be from google or somewhere. You are just trying to understand and you are experimenting that how I can align this technology with my work. And the fifth stage where you will achieve the mastery. In our session, I was just wanted to know that which stage you are in terms of technology adoption. So this is the common 5 stage journey which everyone of us experiences in the life. While any technology we are adopting, it could be using the smart board, it could be using the ERP system, it could be using the learning management system, or it could be using the attendance system in the school. I wanted to know your responses, wanted to see that where you feel. Okay, Arthi Jawahar feels fourth stage. Namartha Kini, chat GPT. Chat GPT, Meta. It's an interesting answer. So you are exploring the things on the chat GPT or Gemini, right? But sometimes that also directly helping you out to get the exact answer, because it has the numerous data which sometime be relevant to your class student, and sometime it may not be relevant also. Then also you have to spend some time. You are experimenting. Excellent. Nice, nice. Thank you so much for your responses, teachers. Thank you so much. I'm happy to see this kind of engagement. So remember this 5 stages adoption journey. Whenever you feel or someone says to you that why you are not learning, why you haven't learned, right? So this is something to remember where uh, this is a normal human phenomena that you will undergo with this stage. You can directly start from curiosity, because some tech savvy or teachers or non tech savvy teachers also can put in directly to the third stage. Then you can experiment. Someone who is already writing about the chat gpt and gemini, for sure, um, they must have utilized their functionality and their features, and of course that has helped them, right? Thank you so much for your responses. Since we are talking about to building the confidence in the technology. So I am very happy that you are aligned with the discussions and you are responding to well to here. And this is somewhere we will be understanding that the three simple pillars or simple pillars to build your confidence. One is your competence. Whenever any technology have been introduced in the school, then you should think, I know what to click and I know what to do. So that means creates the core competence. Instead of creating the fear and instead of generating the fear inside, it is okay. If there are any mistakes, it is okay. So that kind of competence you have to build. And then, of course, you will see the community. It's not only you that you are only learning the technology. Of course there are other teachers, there are other staffs who are also adopting the technology, and you can coordinate with your teachers, you can coordinate with your colleagues, and you will feel more confidence here. Lastly, I would say that the agency, where it's commonly sometime we feel that key, means why no one has given me the chance. At the starting also someone has written clearly that full knowledge. Why someone has not given me the chance, why someone has not given me the knowledge about it, why, and why someone don't allow me to run at my pace. So by thinking these three confidence pillar, you can just learn the technology very easily. And of course you will have certain hurdles also at the last stage, agency stage, but it is okay to have. And with that, next we can see, if you are starting to learn any technology, you can start with small things first and you can learn it first. One tool at a time, one task at a time, one class at a time. You can decide by your own what you want to start off. For example, you wanted to learn lesson planning first. For example, you wanted to learn hybrid classroom setup first. For example, you wanted to learn how you can give homework to the student. For example, you wanted to learn about the attendance marking. For example, you wanted to learn how to use the smart board in the classroom. So you can pick one thing at a time. And I am 110% sure you will gradually grab the next level. Once you will achieve the perfection, I would not say that perfection is the key to achieve the next level. No, whatever you have learned, basic or you are at the intermediate, you can start the next thing without mixing anything. And you will always feel super confidence when you apply this kind of process in your learning journey. With that, next we can see what are the 5 pitfalls that kills your adoption. We have now understood that how you can, I mean, what are the technologies, or how you can adopt the technologies, how you can build your own confidence. And now with that, we should also understand what are the 5 reasons, major 5 reasons which can hamper your adoptions. So here we can understand, trying too much too fast. At previous slide, we have clearly mentioned that start with small things, one thing at a time. Another challenge, you may feel insufficient training or hand holding, which was comment was given by one of the teacher also in our chat, that full of the knowledge. So that is much and much required. Whenever you feel that something knowledge is not transferred to you, of course you should question your admin, you should question your the person who is responsible to bring that technology in the school. For sure they will arrange the training, they will arrange the some KT session for all of you. So that is important here. And another thing you can see here, uh, the teacher is trying to do something, but outside the gate some parents or some teachers are also standing. So you are not getting the proper practice time. So that's another hurdle for your learning. So all these stuff is always making or giving the challenge in your learning. So whenever you see any technology you want to adopt, first of all you have to understand on from which stage you are starting. Then you should build inner confidence. Then you should move ahead with the different part of that technology, and you should adopt one on one small and small things. And next we can say confidently, teachers are not the problem, you are more ready than you think. If if you'll say that when adoption is slow, it's usually because of lack of time, not lack of intent. You also think, but sometime the other side or other side of the school is thinking that no, it is lack of intent. So that is important here, to understand ki you are already adopting so many technologies, or so many things you have already adopted in your daily teaching. So if I'll say that you learn continuously, whether it's new teaching approach, whether a new subject requirement or a new classroom challenges. So all these things are there, you have already learned, and you already solve every single problem, often with limited resources. If I would say that often with limited resources, that means traditionally whatever the technology was there, with that you continued with the teaching and you delivered the education very well. So I don't feel that technology only can do the miracle in the school education, but it is something that gradually with the time we should adopt it, because it aligns with the India's digital empowerment vision. So if you adapt it early, then you must stand out in the school and in the industry, whether it is NEP 2020 focus on holistic learning, experiential learning, competency based learning, and the digital empowerment, which is much and much important, not just for convenience, but to ensure continuity of learning and better access for student and teachers. So that is important here. And learning beyond textbooks and classrooms. So if you are learning the technology which are there in the school, of course, it is somehow uh, coming to you towards you because it is India's vision for digital empowerment, and there are many things have been already digitalized. Many things came into picture. PAN number, APAR ID, Aadhaar was already there, and now UDICE data, maintaining this information, that information, all these things are coming in place, and proper record of individual student is more and more important. Okay. The final confidence slide for all of us is whether any technology is there, teacher will always be at the center, and technology will always be considered as a tool in the classroom. Technology's role is not to replace teaching, it simplify the routine work, task, whatever we have discussed so far, support deeper and meaningful learning. And you can imagine that. And if teachers adopts it, of course it will impact to the student progress and maintaining the student record, and parents of that school will always be happy. With that, we come to the end, and I want to hear from you. Few of the teachers were raising the hand. If you have any queries, please let me know. Now I think you have been given the unmute access. Let me see the chat box if you have any questions in the chat. Okay, media team, please share the feedback form. Request came.